Go.
We have to get the volume, the masses of people to get out and vote. You know, those who aren't voting, who are disenfranchised, have to be motivated to go out and vote and make it more prominent that we want change. They are in denial right now that the American public has voted for change, and they're trying to steer it the way they want it anyway. And we got to take it back from the corporations, and power to the people, power to the peaceful is what this country is supposed to be built on. Power of we the people, not the corporations. I'm Ahmed Ali, local, I don't know, I guess you could say activist. I believe that we need to make changes in society, to work to make society a better place. That has driven me to be a part of WBAI by being a co-producer and co-host of In the Moment, and being active every chance I can get with Peace Smiths and any peace activity. Being a Muslim, believing in peace, actually being the actual jihad, the struggle to be in peace and live in peace.
Okay, we were discussing a minute ago that you also, I believe, use music as a way to communicate with people.
Well, you know, almost as you could almost say like a ministry. I believe music touches people that are in a more vast way, and reaches out to different people from all over the world, and that we can communicate through music better than we are doing through politics right now. And I hope to bring peace and harmony to people through music. Hopefully be a state that the world can come into one day. Music, radio is an extension of that also.
Okay, you want to talk to me about the event we're at today?
The event we're at today is a different response. We're right here on Veterans Memorial Highway by the War Veterans Memorial. And I remember a couple of years ago being out here at an event, and there were a lot of jeers and a lot of angry taunts from the drivers. And I haven't heard a negative response today at all, so it's going to show us that now here in 2007, we have the wave of things have changed, and people haven't accepted the Kool-Aid the president has been pouring on everybody. And people want world peace, and they want to get their children, our children, out of Iraq and back home, and take care of business at home and set up democracy here at home before we worry about saving the rest of the world.
Okay. And you said you haven't heard any negative responses. Have you heard any positive responses?
All the toots from the drivers and the thumbs up and the peace signs, that's all I've seen today. Where last time it was very different, and I feel very comfortable and at peace with being here. Last time I was actually a little fearful. You never know who might follow you home. You know? But today it's good, and I hope this type of peace and positive environment can embrace the United States and the whole world, actually.
Okay, and what's your reasons for opposing this war?
My reasons I oppose all war, not just this war, all war. We were lied to going into this war. That's been exposed. The American public just seems to accept whatever the government tells us. You know, they don't care how much we march and protest out here. This is one expression. We need to come up with other strategies to effectuate change, economic and political strategies that can effectuate real change. Back in the conflict that the United States had where they invaded Grenada, there was a protest in Washington, and James Brady was quoted when somebody pointed out to him, look at all the people marching. He says, I don't care if they march, just as long as they pay their taxes. But being out here and elevating the consciousness of the people, hopefully we can start to unite and make change and not allow this to just be the best democracy that money can buy.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that you're against all war. Why is that?
We're the most intellectual beings on the planet. Why is war how we have to solve things? I mean, there are all kinds of strategy. They don't. Let me be real direct. They don't want black people to take the idea of war and violence to get justice and reparations. But it's okay for the colonialist, or for the American or the Western way, to go over into other parts of the world and commit violence against people. Explain that to me. And even when we have a great leader come out who is nonviolent, who is preaching nonviolence and social justice, he is killed with violence. So I'm against all violence if possible. You know, nobody wants violence done to them or unto others. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Okay, with this Iraq conflict, where do you think we should go next?
I think we should get out of there, plain and simple. And it's not a matter of cut and running. Nothing has gotten better since we've been there. It's only gotten worse. There were no terrorists there before we got there. We were the only terrorists there. Saddam Hussein, as bad as he was our little puppet boy, and when he decided to bite the hand that fed him, we decided we had to take him out. We were over there, Schwarzkopf or Rumsfeld presented him with a jeweled sword or a gun or something like that, and I don't remember all the facts exactly, but he was our boy, and as long as he was our boy, he was good. Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein were enemies of each other. Saddam Hussein was a secular Muslim. When he was in power, women were highly educated and got professional jobs. Now we come under something else that has arisen there, and these other Muslim groups that have women back in the veils in Iraq. I can't quote all of it right now. I wasn't prepared for this. But the fact that they've gone backwards as far as being progressive. So what has America done in Iraq to make it more progressive, make rights for women better, rights for the average citizen who doesn't have electricity and water anymore?
And what do we need to do in order to push our government to get them to leave Iraq?
We need to let our elected officials know that they're going to lose their jobs. We're not going to support the corporations who support the war. We need to start refraining from spending our money. We have to get the volume, the masses of people to get out and vote. Those who aren't voting, who are disenfranchised, have to be motivated to go out and vote and make it more prominent that we want change. They are in denial right now that the American public has voted for change, and they're trying to steer it the way they want it anyway. And we got to take it back from the corporations, and power to the people, power to the peaceful is what this country is supposed to be built on. The power of we the people, not the corporations. amazing how this song is 30 years old. And it rings true still to today. More than 30 years old, actually.
There's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know you've got to find a way to bring some love and heat today. Oh, Mr. President, there's no need to escalate. War is not the answer. Only love can conquer hate. You know you've got to find ways, bring some understanding here. Hey, yo. Picket lines, picket signs. Don't profile me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on. time, here it comes. You know you got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Oh, picket lines and picket signs don't punish me with brutality. It's up to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on, baby? What's going on? What's going on, baby? What's going on? What's going on, baby? What's going on? I wanna know what's going on. Hello, everyone. We're going to start the program part of the day. We've had some banner making, we've had some letter signing, we have Gordy and Racky here with the t-shirts to hang up and the t-shirts to wear. And now we're going to come to one of my favorite parts of the program, music by the wonderful and incomparable Ahmed Ali. Once you hear his music, everybody's going to want to peek their heads out from inside and come see where that sound's coming from. Ahmed, it's all yours.
And speaking of making history, I wanted to see if our county executive candidate has a few words for us. Mr. Ahmed Ali Mitchell. I think he was inspired by the talk we had and put down a couple of thoughts. So if we give him the opportunity to come up here. And we're working hard now at this point to get him on the ballot. We're petitioning and we got him up front. The microphone is yours.
Well, I don't know if inspired is a word or agitated. One of the things that I look at with the situation with, specifically on Long Island, with the day laborers, is it smells worse than slavery to me. Because in the times of slavery, you had to feed, house, clothe, and provide medical care, or at least put a slave out of his misery. Anything happens to one of these day laborers, they get hurt on the job, I'm curious as to what happens to them. They just wind up getting dumped somewhere. The fact that we have business people going around and picking up laborers and not paying them a living wage, providing them any benefits, any insurance, is worse to me than slavery. It undermines the unions, as we just discussed the unions. Make the population, make everybody here part of the system. It's a reality. They're physically here. They're physically a part of this. We can't survive without them right now. So instead of this false reality we're being sold by the government and by the media and the press, New Haven and New York City are looking at registration. Not only registration do I look at, but let's make them a part of everything. Pay them a fair enough wage so they can pay taxes to give everybody else a break. Make them a part of the whole American dream. And since you sold us this dream in school of the glorious pilgrims who raped and pillaged and killed natives here, all the immigrants who have come have had to assimilate and look and speak and take into the same, what's the word you want to say, modus operandi of capitalism. The problem isn't racism, it's capitalism. As long as we believe in racism, they capitalize on us. As long as we fear the person next to us, they capitalize on our fears and our divisions. The government's moved from democracy for the people, by the people, except for those who are deemed prefix of man in the preamble, to being by the capitalistic society. This Leviathan-like beast called the market economy that's set up everywhere our troops go as soon as our troops are done. What are we doing for the citizens here, right here in Suffolk County, who I'm sure more money is leaving Suffolk County in taxes than we receive services for, supporting this war? I, as a citizen of the United States, do not want the blood of the politicians in Washington on my hands, or the policies that oppress the undocumented people of this land either. I don't want any of that on my conscience, my karma, whatever you want to call it. I'm a little wired up. This whole immigrant thing bothers me. We don't have time to lament like Benjamin Franklin and like everybody else. We need to be active. We need to look at each other and work together in helping push this thing forward. We are not a minority. Talk to anybody, they're tired of this. Many people are tired, except those who have the, so little intellect as to believe everything they're told by Rush Limbaugh and all the radical right-wing talking heads that seem to get all the commercial support. Truth, the history, the fact that we speak about the history of immigration. Even if you look at those statistics you spoke about and who they're looking to allow into the country, it's based on capitalism. We want doctors to come in here and work for less than the doctors that are here already. We want people who are skilled laborers to come in and undercut the people who we sent to school, our kids, engineers, all these jobs we train for. They want people to come in and work for less, undercutting, diminishing the American dream for Americans who've been here. Pay the people who come here the same thing everybody else is doing. Stop capitalizing. We need to align our thoughts about peace among ourselves and our communities and engaging in these conversations like you were speaking about. I'm curious as how to speak to the people who embrace this right-wing philosophy. I remember when 9/11 occurred, how many people didn't realize the Mujahideen had received $1 million from the Reagan administration. And this is morphed into what we call Al-Qaeda. It's like feeding a dog that bites you. And as far as Al-Qaeda is concerned, Islamic terrorism is an oxymoron. And our great media just keeps spitting it at us. Islamic terrorism. Islamic extremists. If they're Islamic extremists, they're for peace for everybody in an extreme way. The word Islam means peace, not killing. Economic strategies have to be formed to benefit our communities. We need to start making lists of companies that are hiring undocumented people and paying them less than a living wage, not giving them insurance, and we need to stop spending money with them, and we need to make it part of county policy instead of slapping these companies on the wrist. They want to arrest undocumented or the profile that they've created of who is loitering or whatever they call it, because according to the wording of the law, they can go and arrest the county legislature, somebody standing somewhere for a period of time without a purpose. So this whole idea of arresting the victim, why aren't the people picking them up being arrested? As far as Levy's concerned, I walked petitions for him once upon a time, but now to look at a ballot is like that has one choice on it. It's like going into an ice cream parlor and looking at the choice of flavors and says vanilla, vanilla, French vanilla, vanilla bean, light vanilla. But it's all vanilla. What about Tutti Frutti? Rocky Road. Two-party politics is another issue. I'm not going into all that. Anyway, county executive, I kind of got recruited into this by some nice people. And I said, you know something, in my lifetime, if I close my eyes and go tomorrow, I want to be a part of something to at least say that I made a change or attempted to make a change for something that's right. A lot of people quote the Quran. The Quran says if you can change something with your hand to make it right, you do it. And this has been an opportunity for me to take advantage of at least bringing a discussion of the issues to Suffolk County, which has the potential to be one of the greatest counties in the country, with diversity and opportunity for everybody, fairly. And thank you.
Sure.
Talk to me.
Lady, the show is in a moment, filling in for Ibrahim Gonzalez. And, well, it's that time in the morning. Morning show people are here, and you can contact me at ahmadalimusic.com, ahmadalimusic.com. You find a link for Ibrahim Gonzalez there for his Mambo Dervish website, and you can holler at us. I've got 2 MySpace links in there too you can check out. Either way you can get at me. So I'll leave you with this piece of music and a little bit of love. Hope it goes a long way to the rest of your day.